Yo, now that you're here, did you guys remind yourself to check in for your attendance? If you haven't, go ahead and go back to your attendance and check in before you come back. All right? Or do it later. But don't forget. Office hours today. If you're having trouble with this assignment, I'm available 2 to 4 p.m. as I am every day. You can also speak to me on Google Meet, and there'll be more information on Zoom, which made a comeback according to the DOE. Okay? So today, Thursday, the 7th of May, we have a new unit we're looking at, which is the revolves around the theme of inequality and human rights violations. Remember, these are enduring issues. If you were to take the exam, which you're not, in June or in August, you could have talked about the topics that we're going to be learning on for the next week. Okay, so our aim is, how do the actions of individuals impact individuals and their groups of people? Okay, why do people do certain things? How do they do it? And in what way does it impact the rest of society? So today's agenda, we have two things. You're going to do a See, Think, Wonder. I love looking at visuals. And you're going to read a secondary source about the causes of the Armenian Genocide. So that's our first genocide. You'll understand why we're looking at the Armenian Genocide first, okay? So, good segue. What is a genocide? Genocide is the deliberate killing of a large group of people, especially those of a particular ethnic group or nation. Now, you may have seen this pyramid before, the Pyramid of Hate, in the unit of the Holocaust. And that's because before Hitler and the Nazi Party persecuted the Jewish people, the gypsies, the disabled, pretty much anybody that was targeted by the Nazis and Hitler. It didn't happen in one night. Remember, it went in, I'm not going to say baby steps. It wasn't baby steps. It was a ladder in a way, okay? It first started as acts of bias and stereotypes, personal beliefs. Then it made its way into discrimination and laws, where they were excluded from society. And then it became violent in small numbers, targeting specific groups of people. And then it became a genocidal act where large numbers of people were being killed systematically, all right? The reason why many people look at the Holocaust was because it was very systematic. It was a system to it. And you can argue whether or not the rest of the genocides that occurred in the world, in history, were systematic. They're unique in their own way, okay? But genocide is always not a good thing. So that is the Pyramid of Hate. So the UN came up with this concept, but that doesn't mean there was no genocides before. And the reason why the United Nations created this concept was because many nations came together to solve world issues, and world issues such as human rights, economic development, health, education, protecting refugees, and ending diseases. Many genocidal acts in history revolve around these issues. These are the impacts on people. There's lack of human rights, health, education, and so forth on that list. So in order to keep the peace, the United Nations was formed, and they created the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. 1948, United Nations members approved the UD, Human Rights, the Universal Declaration, and it stated that everybody has rights anywhere in the world, including life, liberty, and security of person. You can dictate your own life. Nobody can impede upon your freedom. You cannot be a slave. You cannot be tortured. You can't be discriminated. You have a right to work, education, and a standard of living, which is adequate. Okay, so here we have a picture of Eleanor Roosevelt posing with a draft of it. And she was one of the individuals who was a driving force in creating the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So, with that being said, we're going to be looking at the Armenian Genocide. Since I'm doing this on Screencastify, I only have 5 minutes to speak, and I've been speaking a lot already. But in the next video, I will describe to you the steps in completing today's assignment. So just take a look at this map. You don't have to do anything on this map. Just know where Armenia is and where Turkey is located, because they have to do a lot with each other in this topic. Be back in a bit.